I'm really not sure why I never heard about this. Maybe it's new. I didn't even check the release date. It is a version 1.01 and it's the Zyklop. So this comes from a company called Dawesome. I saw this on Instagram. What I liked about it is the way it approaches resynthesizing if you give it some piece of audio. Now, first of all, I like the way it sounds. I like the way these presets sound. Maybe not all of them are useful in my use case for but yeah, most of them are. No matter how weird that is, even that weirdness, that colorfulness is really, really nice. As I can see, it's going to play really well with the MPE, those MPE keyboards that have all sorts of kind of control on them. But what was really interesting to me is, aside of all the presets, and I do understand that this Zyklop is a diminished version of another synth they have, it's really cool and it's free. So what's really cool about it to me was like, if I go to the init preset, that's what it sounds like. And I just give it some audio. I just try any synth. For example, yeah, this bass sound. So you can resynthesize using the version 1 algorithm and version 2. I really did like both, but the version 2, okay, now the actual waveform is being scanned through, and not even the waveform, the resynthesized model of that sample is being scanned through using an LFO. And I can just leave that on. That's really cool. Okay, so now that I have this in there, I could just like apply a filter, tons of effects. And why I really like this is the kind of control you have when you resynthesize something. Look at that. What's even better is that if I use like a preset, like let's say like this one, so whatever is happening in that preset right now, if I just drag and drop a sample on top of that, it's going to use everything inside that preset. It's going to be scanning through the, resynthesis of whatever wave I provided. Try to use like the same kind of movement, filters, reverbs, all the effects. Just, using your own audio. So I can try like a different preset through the wave. So if I drag in something else, so it's completely crazy how useful of a result you can get really fast. It's not like speed is everything, but if I wanted to get a really fast result by just finding a preset that has like a character I like, in a sense of how it behaves. Is it a pad? Does it have some crazy modulation? Like this, and just drag on a wave file of something that I like. And in this case, that's the wave file. So that's what I get. Just drag in a different wave. Okay, so this one is affected so much that even different wave files sound almost the same. It's because of this sawtooth modulation right here, and maybe some other effects in the FX section, which are quite numerous, and the filters are quite cool, and the oscillator capabilities are quite cool. And these happen, the oscillator and filter, they happen per voice, and then everything gets summed up together and sent into the FX section. Now, this is so nice. And it sounds silky, at least to me. And what they mention it's like it's a really cool thing for people who create music for movies and orchestration and stuff like that. But honestly, I can see something like this used in any situation, especially electronic music, which I deal with the most. So creating some crazy pads, even some plucky stab kind of sound, I see nothing easier than just finding one within the presets and just using a different wave, from anywhere in my sample bank, and just trying to use that as a different, underlying color. For the synthesis, this is insane. So let me try to change the wave file. Look at that. It's a completely different sound, even though it has all the same effects and almost all the same settings on top. But once you change that oscillator, basically, what we're doing is changing the oscillator, turns into something completely different. Let's try a different position. like so. Crazy. I just downloaded this. I liked it so much. I read through the manual, and there is a detailed explanation, thankfully, about every single effect, every single knob there is in the synth, about the modulation capabilities, which is also really easy. You just select whatever you want to modulate and just apply whatever you want. So let's say an LFO or anything else. Modulation capabilities are great. Arpeggio filters are fine. FX are great. Even has a version of OTT. So I don't want to get into it as like creating a tutorial. This is not it. I'm just saying I was really impressed by how this sounds and what all things you can control alongside with the stereo and left, right, and all of that. So how everything can be modulated. And I do not have an MPE enabled keyboard, but if I did, this would just as well be amazing. And as I said, it's really nice. These presets are really, really cool. Nice browser for them. The Resynthesis engine is really cool. I don't understand why I didn't know about this sooner. I have no affiliation with them, but I really think it's a good sounding synth, and I'm going to be using it for sure in the songs plural on which I'm working on right now. And if you don't know anything about LFOs, ADSR, so envelopes, and anything about synths in general, if you want to learn more about sound synthesis or music production, head on over to mixingacademy.com. I have a course that's 40 plus hours long, and it's completely free thanks to 11.org. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.